Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was trying to check my headset. Can y'all just hang on a second? All right. Can y'all just let me know if you can hear me? And does this sound any better than I did my last stream? By chance, maybe, possibly? So I needed a little bit of time to calm down because I was very, very upset when the verdict came in. And so definitely not happy at all with it. I mean, I'm trying to find the like understanding side or the giving grace side or the maybe like what were they thinking? I don't know, but I'll tell you, uh, I'm upset. Hey, butterfly kisses. It's great to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Hey, Oki, you're working and listening. Thanks for listening. I hope work's going well for you. Okay, so let me pull this down for us right quick. All right, so the verdict came in. It's definitely a mixed verdict. So um, I wouldn't have been angry if it was mixed. I could have accepted based off of what the mixed was. Um, but I just cannot off of this. I am not doing good with it. But I also, um, I mean, I just think the ball. I don't. I'm angry. Yeah. Also, I this is local to me. And I mean, I've talked about it in kind of other people's. I initially couldn't go to anybody's channel that was covering it when it first happened because I had such strong thoughts and emotions about it. Um, hmm, they're still there, but I've definitely calmed down a bunch. I guess. And eh, however, ugh, I'll get into it as we go along. But I'll start with just there's I believe two videos I'll show you. Let me see right quick. Yeah, that are just really a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. This one's just 39 seconds, and then we'll get into the actual verdict. And then following that, there's also comments made by some of the defendants, um, but also the all of the attorneys speak as well. And then a bit from like commentary from the news station as well. But anyways, also hopefully there isn't too much of a lag. That's kind of the other thing that I've been trying to fix. That's why I haven't been live since my last one. I don't know. I was finally able to pause the OneDrive, which I saw was taking up a lot. It might be better, but I didn't get to restart after. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Hey, PJ, doing schoolwork and listening. Hey, Burden in chat. Hey to you. I meant to say thank you for sharing mine out the other day. I had seen it, and then something happened with the cat where they, of course, were being chaotic and causing chaos. And then I went to try to go back to you again, and my brain is just forgot. But I do want to say thank you. Hey, Patrish, how are you? It's great to see you too. I hope you've been doing all right. Hope things are going well. Hey, Queen Bella. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Alrighty, I'll quit talking and let's go. Let's do it.
That breaking news takes us to Utica, where in just the last hour, a verdict has been reached in the trial over the death of inmate Robert Brooks. One former prison guard has been convicted of murder, while two others were acquitted. The three were charged in the deadly beating of Brooks inside Marcy Correctional Facility last December. Prosecutors said the guards acted like a gang during the attack, while defense attorneys argued they were not directly involved. Several other guards have already pleaded guilty to lesser charges, and one more trial is scheduled for January. We will continue to follow this breaking news both here on air and online and bring you more updates from court beginning today, first at 4.
Okay, so hold on. My air purifier is doing a funky thing. Is that what's making that noise? I don't even know. I think it is. No, it's not. Ah, that's happened a bunch of times. It's a cat toy. Oh my goodness. I have an automatic cat toy that if you like clap your hands or touch the toy, it will start rolling and it's inside of a, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, my bad. Um, I was gonna say though, when they say acted like a gang, I agree. I totally agree. That's why I cannot comprehend these charges. So let me show you. This is what was read first. Okay, so David Kingsley went first. They gave the verdict. Okay, makes sense. Of course, I get it. No problem. I do that all the time. ADHD? Ooh, yeah, it's a serious. Hey, I don't see. Yes, I do. Hi, Logical. How are you? Good afternoon. Hey, hey, Grandma Sherry. Good to see you. Good early afternoon. And then we have the two that I'm just like, what? So Matthew had second degree murder, not guilty. First degree manslaughter, not guilty. Second degree gang assault, not guilty. Huh? I'm sorry, what? How how do you not see the gang effort, the gang mentality, the gang cooperation? Even by saying, "Oh, well, so and so was in charge, and if they weren't giving orders to stop, you know, what? Like, you're taking orders or not, but you're all participating in the same activity. I don't understand how you're not. I wow. So I got angry on that. Started yelling. It's all white privilege. So, um, here's the thing. It's not supposed to be about color, allegedly. I don't think that it completely. Listen, two things. One, you're going to hear a statement later where they say there is a. They ask about the welcoming crew, the welcoming committee, or they've called it different names, but they called it the welcoming committee. To which it was completely just knocked down. It said that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, allegedly for my legal protection. Allegedly, read through the lines. It is yes, yes, it exists. And I don't think I mentioned to you last stream. I brought up um, what was his name? Felon, conservative felon, perhaps. And when I'll get his name to make sure I'm saying the right name, but he nailed it perfectly when covering one of it, parts of it. I don't know, of the rubber books, and he mentioned because he has done time in prison that when they ended up getting shipped around to different prisons around New York State, it is known, widely known, and strongly known amongst inmates that one place they do not want to go is Marcy. You don't want to go there. They know that the correction officers allegedly have such a thing as whatever title you want to put on it, welcoming committee. It's so, mm, I mean, he's an inmate. He was in prison. He went around. He had heard this. I live local. It's a thing. It really is. He's not the first one. I would say he might be the first that died from it, but I mean, there might have been others that have died from it, but it just didn't get caught. Wasn't on body camera. Oops, by accident. I mean, is that a hard leap when they lied and falsified the report? Yeah, conservative felon is the channel I was discussing. Um, no, it's not. It's not, and that's the part that makes me angry with this next one. So, Nicholas, second degree murder, not guilty. First degree manslaughter, not guilty. Second degree gang assault, not guilty. What? I yelled even louder on that one. And then I actually turned into tears because I'm disappointed that I was worried about this. I felt this. I said, man, wouldn't it look terrible? Not only does my county run a prison where they beat inmates, including to death, but man, it would really be horrific if our jury system ends up letting them off. And I was told by people, no, I have faith. I think they saw there. You can't miss it. It's the video. You saw the video. There's no way. You do not know this area. Whenever there's discussion happening around the YouTube streets and the topic is about like racism, um, and then some say like, yeah, no, there's not really racism anymore. Yes, there is. While it's better, of course. I mean, we're not separating who has to sit at the front and the back of the bus, of course. However, it isn't gone. And the majority of my, at least immediate family, I can't speak to the outer extension of the family, but the immediate family, the majority of them are racist. I grew up when I got a phone call from the one of two, I can't even say black families because he wasn't. He was adopted into a actually all white family. So he went to our school, and then there was one family that was a black family, full family. That was it. That was all. And then there was about two Asian families. That's all. And so when he called, and I was only in first grade, just silly and cute. Two boys wanted to be my boyfriend, and it was so silly. Who was gonna win? Anyways, so they like, well, why don't you call her and talk to her? Very young to be, but nothing serious. Either way, when he called, my mother had questioned who he was, and um, she told me that I'm never to get with a black person. Not ever. She isn't gonna allow it. You think over time, right? Because that was then. Things have changed. They have not, because I am currently with somebody that is Asian. My mother got confused when discussing. I started to read comments and then mush the words together. My bad. George. Yep. Yep. Um. Yeah. When they said all men created equal, it's all bullshit. It's not divine planning. It's human planning. Either someone paid off the judges or something. Um. Well, so I figured she would outgrow the, you know, kind of get with the times, and you don't know what you don't know, so maybe ignorance would kind of work its way out of her system. Well, it didn't. She and I hadn't talked often, but she was trying to tell me a story about my aunt, and she started giving details, and then caught herself realizing, oh wait, that's your boyfriend I'm talking about, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I mean, she really had a problem. Oh, yeah, and I think he this, and he was a dark-skinned guy, and she just had disdain for the man she was describing, and recognized that it was the person I'm with. So that's not changed. And I won't even go into the grotesque things that my father and oldest brother have said and say. Um, you know, even like I dated an Italian guy. My father had a name for him. Um, Before my brother and I, oldest brother, and I stopped talking, one of our last arguments was about indigenous, and I was talking about just like it's wrong. It's so I can't believe what's been done to him, da da da, and that it's left out of the history books. And he comes back with, how would I like it if they were to cut because there's a multiple counties in my area that are the local indigenous have casinos is the main one, and then they have all other businesses, and a lot of it's gambling too, where they're able to have their reservation, but they also make profit off it, and then they give a portion of it to New York State. So, um, either way, my brother explaining how close they are, right? Obviously, they're right here in my county, said, "How would you like it if they came and took our farm, took our land?" And I said, "Good. They should have it. That was theirs to begin with. Like, don't get offended because they're going to take something that's been in our family for hundreds of years. It's got our name on it. Our bloodline worked at the land. Imagine them where they actually had their loved ones buried, and it was all taken. So either way, the point is, I know the racism that is in Central New York. It's not going to fool me. Also, I'm going to share with you the other day, news outlet WKTV, I thought had made a mistake, and I was correct. So I'm watching their Friday 5 o'clock, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and they're aiming at the courthouse, and said, "Well, it's 5 o'clock. They're still deliberating. They're going later than normal. What could this mean?" Da, da, da. And meanwhile, I start seeing people come out of the courthouse, and I'm like, "What? That's weird. Like, who would walk out if it? It must not. They must not be deliberating." And I paused, rewound, and counted the people. There were four of men. I believe it was men. 4 men, 8 women. Either way, there was a total of 12. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they filmed the jury coming out." Now, I didn't screen record or take a picture, do any weirdo stuff like that. I will just say that I took note that I didn't see a whole lot of color or any. So again, it's not supposed to be about race, but I don't know. I personally am not going to rule it out. Am I going to say for sure? I can't. But what else? Then you add in, I guess, the correction officers. You add in like, is it a respected, um, you know, a respected title, job, whatnot? Like I don't know. I can't figure out what they saw or didn't see. I don't know. Hey, Emmy, what are your thoughts on this? I'm sure you'll probably end up going over them, but oof. So then the last one, false instrument, not guilty. Again, I what? Falsified. He literally lied. I don't care who. Oh, well, he said to do this or that or to come up with. I don't care. He wrote it. He lied. Falsified. What? What? How are we not guilty? Don't. I. I don't know. Either I've lost complete comprehension, or it doesn't add up. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Outdoor decorations. Way, but it's still nice out. It's starting to cool for us now, and then it's gonna stay cool. I'll be requesting court transcripts. I want to know everything that was said. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm truly baffled, upset, angry, disappointed. I don't know. And I think it just hits a little harder because it's like right here. Like again, it's bad enough that we have correction officers that behave in the manner in which they do. Like that's really something to be proud of, isn't it? But then I said it would really be like just the nail in the coffin if you're gonna go ahead and let them get away. Again, I could be reasonable if perhaps the not guilty on murder, perhaps, right, with both. why is that? Okay, with both Nicholas and Matthew. Perhaps. That's why I said I can do a mixed verdict. I just cannot do this mixed verdict. I don't know. I don't know. It's so disappointing. It broke my I'm emotional, whatever it is what it is. I'm just a highly sensitive individual. But yeah, I cried. Ugh. Not to mention I've been watching what Robert's son, Robert Jr., has been putting on social media and the anxiety that he had with things. I don't know. Very upsetting. Actually, he had released a song in a music video, and then the prosecutor he literally hit on some of the exact things in his closing argument. I was making a video for it, but like I said, I was having technology problems. But hey, Green, good to see you. How are you? In my opinion, the jury should have found the other three guilty of the lesser charges. Yeah, the other two. Yeah. That's exactly where my brain is at. Exactly where I'm at too. I I'm glad I'm not, you know, completely delusional on this. Again, like I said, I mean, I know some would be angry if they didn't get the higher charges, but like I said, I could handle a mixed verdict, absolutely. But just I don't understand the falsifying, not guilty, and I don't understand the gang. I was like, you gotta get the gang. What do you mean? Look at the video. What? I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna play the next one. Like I said, the last one was just a couple. It was like half minute. This one is just about 3 minutes, and then I will play the verdict, and then the attorneys are spoken with, as well as even a defendant. I hope jurors speak out. Yeah, me too. I don't know. I'm curious what happened with WKTV. Like, did they recognize it themselves, or did a jury recognize? Like, oh, hello, we're on your video, walking out of the courthouse, or if somebody called it into the courthouse and then they were contacted. I don't know. They didn't make any statement. As far as I've seen no statement made about it. I've also not seen other people making comments about, hey, they put on a video and attached it to an article, and as they're filming the courthouse with the journalist standing in front talking, that the jury ended up being released Friday, and we're right on camera again. I mean, maybe not everybody, I don't know, was paying attention or something, but like I said, I went back, there was 4 and 8 and a total of 12. And so then when I went back, I took a nap, woke up 2 hours later, the video had been removed off of their article. So I'm going to go with somebody let them know. But I don't know if the judge maybe spoke with them privately. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not sure how the jury's going to feel now that there is a chance, that they were on the camera. But well, they definitely were. I just don't know how many people saw it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Gary has the afternoon off. After deliberating 2 full days and part of 2 more days, the jury has returned a verdict in the trial of corrections officers David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Kiefer. First, let's look at how the jury found those that were charged. First, David Kingsley on the charge of second-degree murder, guilty. First-degree manslaughter, guilty. Nicholas Kiefer, not guilty on second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, and second-degree gang assault, along with filing a false instrument. Finally, Matthew Gallagher, not guilty on second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, and second-degree gang assault. One other corrections officer in this case, Michael Fisher, has had his trial postponed until January. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris was in the courtroom as the verdict was handed down, and she joins us live in studio with more. Good afternoon, Jolene.
Thank you, Ben. Not sure what happened between Friday and now, because on Friday, the jury sent a note. They wanted more readbacks or more definitions of law. And then they came in this morning and sent a new note to the court saying, forget about those Friday notes. We're close. A couple minutes later, they were back out in the courtroom with a verdict. Nicholas Kiefer's family formed what looked like a prayer circle this morning before the verdict, and it looks like those prayers were answered. He was acquitted, like you said, on all charges, able to walk out of court with.
Strange, right? I don't know. I don't know. My first thought before hearing her say that was that perhaps they had come up with their verdict Friday and said, it's late. Let's all take the weekend to sit on it, see if this is really what we feel. Come back Monday. And they did Monday first thing. We're like, yes, we all still feel the same, and went forward. But she's absolutely correct that, hey, we're asking questions Friday, and then today it was just like a sudden switch. I don't know. I'm very curious what happened.
His family. You could hear the gasp of relief when the jury foreperson said the words not guilty 4 times for Kiefer. He said what's next for him is to go home and hug his family. But first, he wanted to address the family of Robert Brooks.
I do want to show my remorse to the family. What happened to them was not something that a family should go through. I just am very appreciative of what the jury did and how they were able to deliberate.
I have 0 regrets about the prosecution's case. I had an incredible team. State police were fantastic in investigating the case. There's a single thing I could have presented to that jury to make them to make it more clear about the involvement of the 2 defendants. They disagreed, and that's life.
The special prosecutor also alluded to the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of New York investigating this case, so perhaps federal charges? We'll have to wait and see. But to recap, former COs Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Kiefer acquitted of all charges. David Kingsley convicted of murder and manslaughter, and he will be sentenced in Oneida County Court December 16th.
And Kingsley was taken into custody out of the courtroom, correct?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was trying to tweet and, communicate with everyone in the newsroom, but I'm almost positive I heard the judge say bail's gone and he's being.
And we also have another case involving more corrections officers at Mid-State Correctional Facility. Was there any indication as to how today's verdict may affect that case?
The Nantwee case, yes. Well, initially, when asked that question, the special prosecutor said, nope, that's a different case. But then he said what we could all deduce, which is that perhaps some defendants would be concerned about Kingsley's guilty verdict. Others might be emboldened by the acquittals. Who knows?
News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris, thank you very much. Great job.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking if they did get majority of guilty on this, that even the 4th one that is going to be coming down the line, that maybe he would reconsider taking a plea, but I don't know. I'm not thinking he's going to be changing it at this point. It is crazy, right? Oy. All right, let me switch you over and I'll show you how it went. You can actually hear the courtroom. And she said, according to her, that it all came from the family of like the defendants that were happy. Because I was wondering if the Robert Brooks family had actually been the ones that were making the noise, but I don't know. She didn't say. All right, so let me switch you on over to this one. Again, I could tell my I don't know, it's lagging really bad. And not as bad as it was before I took off my OneDrive, but it does seem like it's lagging. I apologize. Please hold. I don't know why it sounds like that. That sounds horrific. Absolutely horrific. Please hold a second.
Everything else. Mr. Fitzpatrick mentioned
Okay, so that part seems.
the possibility of federal jeopardy.
I mean, I still even hear like static in it, but that part sounds like trash. Let me see if this video does too. No, not as bad. All right.
Jury entering.
You want static?
Good morning and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I now received your vote indicating you appreciate verdict. This time, the clerk of the court will take your verdict. At first, we'll begin with the verdict as to the people against David Kingsley.
Ms. Foreperson, has the jury agreed upon a verdict in the case of the people of the state against David Kingsley? As to count one, murder in the second degree, what is the jury's verdict? As to count two, manslaughter in the first degree, what is the jury's verdict? Members of the jury, your foreperson has announced the following verdicts. Count one, murder in the second degree, guilty. Count two, manslaughter in the first degree, guilty. Members of the jury, are those your verdicts?
Yes. If anyone said no just now, please raise your hand. Seeing no hands raised, does either side wish the jury to be polled?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll then proceed with the vote with respect to the matter of the people against Matthew Gallagher.
Ms. Foreperson, has the jury agreed upon a verdict in the case of the people of the state of New York against Matthew Gallagher? Yes. As to count one, murder in the second degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. As to count two, manslaughter in the first degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. As to count three, gang assault in the second degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. Members of the jury, your foreperson has announced the following verdicts. Count one, murder in the second degree, not guilty. Count two, manslaughter in the first degree, not guilty. Count three, gang assault in the second degree, not guilty. Members of the jury, are those your verdicts? Yes.
If anyone said no just now, will you please raise your hand? Seeing no hands raised, I'll inquire as to whether either side wishes the jury to be polled.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll then proceed with taking the verdict as to the people against Nicholas Kiefer.
Ms. Foreperson, has the jury agreed upon a verdict in the case of the people of the state of New York against Nicholas Kiefer? Yes. As to count one, murder in the second degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. As to count two, manslaughter in the first degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. As to count three, gang assault in the second degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. As to count four, offering a false instrument for filing in the first degree, what is the jury's verdict? Not guilty. Members of the jury, the foreperson has announced the following verdicts. Count one, murder in the second degree, not guilty. Count two, manslaughter in the first degree, not guilty. Count three, gang assault in the second degree, not guilty. Count four, offering a false instrument for filing in the first degree, not guilty. Members of the jury, are those your verdicts?
Yes. If anyone said no, will you please raise your hand? Seeing no hands raised, does either side wish the jury polled? So long, right?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your jury service. On behalf of this community, you ably served. I want to thank you sincerely. This has been a difficult case for everyone involved. It is evident you put an awful lot of work into it. You have our gratitude. All of the rules you've been operating under up to this point are hereby lifted. If you wanted to, you could talk to people about the case now that your services can do it. You also absolutely understand you not have to do so. You're welcome to go back to your lives. And I think they should do so with the thanks of this court. You are discharged.
Please be seated.
All right, so in the matter of the people against David Kingsley, the jury having returned verdicts of guilty, Mr. Kingsley's bail will hereby be revoked. The matter will be scheduled for sentencing now on December 16th at 9:30 a.m. Between now and then, Mr. Kingsley, probation will be up to the jail to speak with you to prepare your pre-sentence investigation. I will rely on that in part in determining an appropriate sentence in your case, so we make sure that you are cooperative with them. With respect to the remaining defendants, then acquitted, hereby discharged and free to go. Is there anything from either side?
No.
Anyone have anything else? Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for live coverage of the corrections.
My Lanta, that leg is out of control. Instead of going back to that other one, I found links that are just kind of separated out. Looks like they removed the static. That sounds so quiet, unless I just messed up and hit my sound. Interesting. But it's extended interviews of the attorneys. Let me bring you over. Um, hmm, very interesting. Huh. I really wonder if they tried to remove the static and that's what dropped the volume. I could be wrong though. I don't know. You let me know.
I respect the jury's verdict. Obviously,
Yeah, it's so quiet.
two gentlemen that were acquitted. I felt differently, but I respect the jury's verdict. And now we'll see what the United States Attorney does with them.
You described the three of them as defendants as part of a violent gang committee, and now to see two of them acquitted, one of them, David Kingsley, who was convicted on both of those counts.
Right.
Would you feel some level of justice has been served here?
When we went into this case, the idea immediately.
Listen, so I got all that stuff, that behavior. At least I'm not in charge of the camera. Okay, so I'm not the only one on the struggle bus today. Apparently, the cameraman they're struggling too. Whew. Hope you're not nauseous from that, y'all. Sorry about that.
4 people had to be held accountable for Robert's death. All 4 of them will now be serving lengthy prison sentences. It's Mr. Freeman, Mr. Kingsley, Mr. Anzalone, and Mr. Walters. When we looked at the tape for the first time, those would be the individuals. We offered the 2 gentlemen that were acquitted lesser charges. They felt that they were not going to plead to anything. And at this point, they've been successful.
Where do you think your prosecution's case wasn't successful on those 2?
I have zero regrets about the prosecution's case. I had an incredible team. State police were fantastic in investigating the case. There's a single thing I could have presented to that jury to make it more clear about the involvement of the 2 defendants. They disagreed, and that's life.
You're looking at 7 out of 10 guilty pleas. I mean, taking a step back, is that satisfying for you?
What I'm most gratified about is the intensity that my team put into the case, while, I might say, running a completely separate office west of here. I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of the state police and the job that they did. But you had two very good lawyers, actually 4 very good lawyers that represented these 2 gentlemen, and they worked hard, they worked fairly, they worked ethically, and the jury spoke, and I had zero criticism of the jury's verdict.
Will you appeal?
I would love to, but since 1783, we have been unable to appeal a acquittal. But it's not the end for Mr. Gallagher and Mr. Anzalone, and I don't mean to throw gas on a fire, but the United States Attorney for the Western District is investigating this case, and they will proceed.
What tone does this set for the mid-state?
Okay, so you heard that. They are still investigating. So, I don't know. I mean, and I suppose the family could also do a lawsuit too. I know that they have a lawsuit, but I don't remember if it was directly with the defendants, with like the correction officers, or if it was mainly just the Marcy. I'd have to bring it up again. I just had it the other day, but I'd have to look again.
I'm sorry?
What tone does this set now for the mid-state COs?
For the, which seals? The,
Mid-state.
The Nantweed.
oh, you talking about Messiah and Nantweed? I don't think it has any effect on that. That's a separate case. Some people may be emboldened by the 2 acquittals. Some people may feel that with the murder verdict against Mr. Kingsley, they might want to reconsider their position, but that's up to them.
You have an amazing track record of guilty convictions. What does this do for your body of work?
I hope people look at the amount of effort I put into the case, appreciate it, and remind.
That's got to be a hard pill to swallow. I suppose anyway. I think he's handling it fairly well, but man, that journalist asking, like, just put him right on the spot. I mean, whew, it all just happened, and so, boy, very interesting.
People that, you know, in addition to Mr. Kingsley, we have received substantial pleas on a multiple number of other people. When this case started, I knew a lot of people thought that this would be resolved by a bunch of resignations and official misconducts and probations, and it didn't turn out that way.
Last question for me. What should the prison system take away from what you've learned, what you've discovered?
The governor has had a number of conversations with me. I don't purport to be an expert on penal law, running the penal system, but there's some things here that are obvious that need to be changed, and she's indicated a willingness, at least to me, to address those, and I think she will.
Do you have 1 or 2?
Well, there's got to be, in my judgment, there needs to be a specialized bureau within the Attorney General's office that deals with all assaults in prison, not just on inmates, but on corrections officers as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. I won't disagree with him on that, but certainly, I would say, but certainly, and not even just on inmate, which is already wild, but this higher power that, having authority, being the ones that are doing it to inmates, that's, oof. I'm going to show you. I'm gonna actually bring you over, and I don't know if you've listened to it, heard it, any of that. Uh, but Robert's son, Robert Jr., like I said, I've been looking at some of his social media, and it's sad. I think that's probably what took a harder impact, probably with me. Um, yeah. So on the 9th, he had said, my dad was beat 3 days prior to his death. It started because he was sick and didn't clean up fast enough. Then they played 4 30-minute videos of my dad being tortured and laughed at Marcy. All I could think about is I pray the verdict is guilty. Thank you to anyone who showed up to trial and gave me nothing but positive energy. It's fourth quarter, 100. This, I believe, let me come down here. Yeah, September 5th. Sorry in advance if I'm not my best self this month. Trial starts tomorrow, and it's going to be immensely draining and a hard process watching that video again and seeing the autopsy pictures. If you love me or supporting me, please give me a little grace. I'm getting ready for war. Whew. Then he talks after court on this one. Mm, and then this is the one I'm gonna play for you, which, oh man. So he ends up talking on, here, let me get that. Thank you. All right. He ends up, I believe, unless he removed it, because unfortunately, he ended up removing some of what he had posted after the verdict came in. He ended up removing some of his post, which makes me sad. Makes me sad. But I believe this is the one that he ends up touching on one, like, you know, in what way he thinks that they could be found guilty. And then I believe he mentions at the back end about, like, what if it ends up, what if they are not guilty? Would he be okay with it? Could he handle that?
Yo, this is a bad part too, just waiting around. Waiting for the verdict. I don't know. I don't keep asking questions. I don't know. I don't know if that working in our favor or not. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a good day. We outside the courthouse waiting for the verdict. I don't want to just sit around in court watching the videos and seeing the medical examiner and all that. How you doing, Auntie? We outside, we waiting. Waiting for that notification. I don't know why I can't never see my comments. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, yo, my connection's slow. I'm with my brother. We praying it's guilty, guilty, guilty. How you doing today? I know you around here somewhere. I ain't want to sit in the courtroom in front of the camera all day. We want to wait until the verdict. I can't see our comments, but thank you to everybody that's supporting, that's following the story, that's hoping for a guilty verdict. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's gonna be live streamed too, so people that's not watching it, that's not here, y'all still can watch it from home, y'all still can support from home, so we still appreciate y'all. My grandma inside there, she wanted to see it, so I'm proud of her. She's very strong. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It makes me feel like he's so nice, polite. I mean, he really is. It's just so polite, and oh, I don't know. I can feel the toll that it's taking on him, and it's just, I also think that he's done really well. Like I said, that's where my mind went when the verdict came in. Like, I hope he's all right. Mm.
We hoping that it's today. It ends at 4, so they keep coming back in court with the notes and stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's good, cuz? We waiting for this verdict. Thank you. She got my anxiety going up. Just hoping, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, thank you. We trying, man. The DA, y'all saw the DA, his closing? His closing was great. Like, I felt like he brought it home. Thank you, Auntie. That means the world to me. Everybody, all of this right here, this means the world to me. Like,
Okay, so when he just said that part about he feels like the DA brought it home, like I had mentioned earlier, if you weren't here, but I said how I had been putting a video together uh, that the prosecutor said a few things that Jr. actually had put in his, well, I call it a song, but he made a music video out of it. So I was showing the, the similarities in them. Also, there's a active shooter, Philadelphia County, right now. I don't know much more about it. Again, I have the scanner turned down, so I have no idea what's happening, but I do know I was alerted to it. I waited to see, and it's been updated that it's a shooting. Um, and then in Nevada, there's also a SWAT incident, barricaded subject. Subject is armed and indicates suicide by cop. Oy. Well, yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna show you actually. Mm, I'll pull it up after. I'll let him finish what he's saying though.
It wouldn't be the same doing it alone. So that's what I've been praying, man. For real. And even if it's not what we want it to be, like, I had to think about that side too. Like, how would I feel as a man? How would I be able to sleep at night? And regardless of the outcome, I'll be okay inside because I know I did everything I could possibly do. I did everything I could possibly do. You feel me? We all know they're guilty. I know they're guilty. Y'all know they're guilty, but
Yeah. So I really hope that he is reminded of that he did everything he could do. And even the prosecutor said he himself did everything he could do. He showed the jury everything he could possibly show them. So I hope that they are frequently reminded that they put it all out there. They, you know, put it all on the field. And if I don't want to say it is what it is because I don't agree with it. But yeah, I mean, what are we gonna do? So I just hope that he's all right. And mm, mm, mm.
the law is a mug, like, cause it's levels to, it's gang assault, it's manslaughter, and it's murder. So it get technical of where to put them in, what category to put them in, because we did get 6 already that pleaded guilty to murder or manslaughter. So putting 3 of them in murder is kind of difficult because one of them they pepper sprayed, they lied on documents. The other one put the shackles on his legs while my dad was getting beat. The third one, I don't want to speak too much on, but in my eyes, I think he should get murdered. Like putting your hands on my father's neck, up and down, stretching it out. Just I don't know how you could murder manslaughter. I don't know how you could, but yeah, my anxiety was killing me, yo. It's killing me now, but at least I could be in the car waiting outside and don't have to keep seeing the video over and over and stuff like that. For sure, for sure. How you doing? How you doing? Of course, I feel strong. It's just my anxiety up. What's good, Paris? How you, family? You know I be praying for you too, bro. Stop trolling too. Know that. Know that.
So, but yeah, and then I believe he goes on to continue to thank everyone. But yeah, that was the kind of the main part is that, his realization of if they're found not guilty. Mm. Um, hard to chat, but I just wanted to say I do not agree with the verdict. 1 iota. Oh, thank you. I understand. Please, drive careful. Drive careful. Yeah, I don't agree with, you know, this type of a verdict. Just mixed. I don't. Um, Let me bring you over to this one. So this is one of the defendants actually speaking.
How the jury was and how they actually took their time to do their job and everything like that. I do want to show my remorse to the family. What happened to them was not something that a family should go through. I just am very appreciative of what the jury did and how they were able to deliver.
deliberate and find me not guilty.
You've had your family here all along. What's that support been like?
That's the most amazing support. Just because they're in the courtroom doesn't mean they're not supporting me. I've got hundreds of people supporting me, and I am so appreciative of them, and I had to keep my faith this whole time.
What did it feel like being in there as the verdict was being read out?
As you can see, it was a very emotional part of my life, and I just want to get past it now.
What's next for you?
Going home and hug my family. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Is this what you were expecting as an outcome?
There was no expectation out of this. It was up to them, and I can't see what's in their minds.
How have you gotten through this?
Supporting my family, that's it. Family, friends, and everything else.
Mr. Fitzpatrick mentioned the possibility of federal jeopardy in the Western District. Is this something that they've reached out to either of you about?
I have reached out on behalf of Mr. Kiefer with respect to the potential federal prosecution. I hope that they have paid attention to what this jury had decided. I think the jury spent, a solid 2.5, 3 days deliberating on this matter, and they reached the proper conclusion. Mr. Kiefer has maintained his innocence right from day one, and his story has not changed at all. When I first met with Mr. Kiefer day one, the first thing he said to me is how he feels so terrible for the Brooks family. This is a tragedy. However, Mr. Kiefer did not participate in Mr. Brooks's death.
You got an acquittal without calling a single witness. The defense all the way through not calling a single witness. How does that? What do you want us to ascertain from that?
Well, we've maintained all along that the evidence that the special prosecutor had, his whole office was fantastic. They disclosed every ounce of evidence they had. We have been able to scrutinize that evidence very, very closely. And when we reviewed the videos when they were first released to the public, it clearly showed that Mr. Kiefer was not an active participant in this. There was certainly some non-compliance by the late Mr. Brooks. My client acted appropriately under policy and procedure. And then, as we said in our opening and our closing,
Which part was the non-compliance? Wow.
after the minimum application of pepper spray, there was not one finger laid on Mr. Brooks again.
Minimum amount of pepper spray. I mean, sure, it's not good if you're doused with pepper spray. Of course, that would be awful. But I think any amount, even minimum, it's still effective in doing its job. So I don't know why try to minimize it, but whatever. Especially at this point, like you get what you wanted. I don't know.
We did enter in and out of that treatment room for seconds, merely seconds, but he did not touch Mr. Brooks at all. He never would have touched me. He wouldn't touch any inmate inappropriately. He's never done that. Everybody has heard the testimony loud and clear of the sergeant, Glenn Trombley, who said in the 10 years that he has worked with Mr. Kiefer, he has never seen Mr. Kiefer get angry. And if there was any application of pepper spray used, there had to be a good reason for it. And I think the jury found that out.
Do you
Mr.
feel
Kiefer,
judged
do you
at
have
all by
any
the
comment?
public?
So it was weird that he said, and I think that the jury found that out. Like, well, you either presented the good reason or you didn't. What do you mean they found that out? Very strange. I'm curious. I don't know. I can't help but to be curious. That's a weird way of putting it. Not like in the jury obviously felt that way too, or whatever. They say they found that out. Where? Again, Emmy said she was going to get the transcripts or attempt, request it. If she does, and they say anything, I'm just super curious. Like the way he said it seemed. We'll see. It's either in the transcripts, and then it is what it is, and okay, and that's the end of it. Period. Or if it isn't, again, then I start to get concerned about how did they find it out over the weekend, and then come back in and no longer. Oh no, we don't want to see. We don't need all those million things we requested Friday. We don't need those anymore. Oh, by the way, yeah, we got a verdict too. So what does this find out? I don't know. The statement is odd. It's not worded correctly. Yeah, it's strange.
Has your life been?
Yes, my life was turned upside down. 100%.
Members of the public have spoken to you in the store, in life.
Honestly, not really. I just, I don't know how to answer that. I'm gonna be honest.
Do you have any comment on your peer's verdict of guilty from Mr. Kingsley?
No comment.
Yeah, neither do I. No comment on Mr. Kingsley. I do think that it's a contradictory verdict, given the states of mind that you need for both those charges, but that'll be for his attorneys to evaluate. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Do you think the video helped or hurt your case in this situation?
From day one, I've always maintained the position, and as my client, that videos actually vindicate my client. We are sorry we didn't have the videos from the time Mr. Brooks first arrived at the Marcy Correctional Facility, because then the whole story would have been on video. But the portions of the video that we did receive certainly vindicated my client, and we felt that was a big part of our defense, which is why we went through methodically with the jury, playing all the different segments and sections. Thank you.
What does this case mean for the Corrections Department? The indictment alleged a gang conspiracy and a welcoming committee. What does this verdict say about the job of the Corrections Department?
I can't speak for corrections anymore, so.
That is non-existent. That is non-existent in the Marcy Correctional Facility. There's no welcoming committee. As you've heard through the testimony, the COs, they work, the shifts are so different. It's not a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. They'll be working 18 hours on a Monday, 18 hours on a Wednesday. They won't work Thursday. They're working 8 hours on a Friday. They're always working with different people. There is no gang mentality. I say that with the utmost respect, because the special prosecutor obviously laid out a fantastic case. We've been sitting on pins and needles.
Sergeant Trombley seemed to trash some of the system, and I just wonder, from your firsthand knowledge, is there anything you'd change about the system as someone that worked there?
Unfortunately, I don't think my client is in a position where he can change it. I think that's going to start from the top on the way down. I think.
I don't know. Advocacy from the bottom can change things.
It's possible. You're right, and I don't mean to discount that, but I think the powers to be, the higher-ranking politicians, starting from the governor on the way down, have to do a very serious study within the Department of Corrections, and that's where the change is going to have to start, I believe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, I got it back. Sorry. My gosh. It died apparently, I guess, allegedly. My mouse died. My bad. I'm so sorry, y'all. My goodness. I was like, how am I gonna unmute to say anything? How am I gonna end the stream? How am I going to restart the computer? Oh my gosh. Sorry. Um, yeah. All right. Well, my technology sucks still, even trying to fix it. So, um, thanks, Grandma Sherry. Perhaps maybe it was watching video and reading the policy. Maybe it's like I don't know, for good reason. It's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyways, I will attempt to try to put that video together because it was together till I asked my boyfriend to look at it, and since he doesn't pay attention to detail very well, he's like, "Yeah, well, you have to explain that it happened 5." I'm like, "It said it at the beginning." So I was actually adding more to it, and I don't know what's wrong with my technology sucking, but I don't. I I don't think I should be trying to pull stuff up and go back and forth to show you because I just don't think it's gonna do it. I'm really concerned about that, and So I appreciate you even bearing with me to this point. The situation on that is apparently this system has Windows 11 Pro that may be causing the issue. I truly don't know. It has all this extra RAM in it, like 84 or 86 something. I don't know. I do not understand. There's clearly like a graphics issue. Um, again, I've paused syncing with OneDrive, which was a big load, but I don't really know what the problem is. Also, it doesn't automatically update. Like Windows doesn't, Microsoft doesn't even have protection over this. I guess it's outdated now because it's a Pro, allegedly. I don't know. It's a whole lot of mess that I don't have the patience for and don't initially understand. I have to teach myself along the way. It's very frustrating, especially coming off of having malware and a Trojan viruses on my last computer. So I'm just super frustrated. Like this computer has a lot of capability, except for the fact I need a legitimate monitor to go with it. And now the monitor might be out of the picture because of whatever is going on with the computer. So anyway, my boyfriend gave me his last computer. He says it's good. I don't believe anything anymore. I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty upsetting because I'm back and I'm ready to get back on giving updates and um, yeah, this isn't working. So I actually was gonna hold off going live. It was only because of the verdict, and I just again, if I say I was shocked, I mean like upset. I'm not actually shocked. Again, I'm very disappointed. But anyways, I appreciate you watching. I'm not gonna hold you up any longer. And let me show you this actually. Why not? It's right here. It's the quickest one. Again, the cute, positive, encouraging, funny um, videos that I do at the end of my streams. I'm going to be doing something different with that, and I do not have it ready, and definitely don't have it ready with my tech issues. So I'm just going to do it the old school way that I used to do it. Um, just show you one real quick to send you out of here. It's actually my cat, completely and totally my little girl, who what did I just do? Oh man, who will fight her sleep and I just got a video of her from a couple days ago where she fought her sleep so hard that she was actually asleep but had her eyes wide open, staring all the way across the room at me, uh, wanting to know if I was going to go in the other room so she could join me or could she sleep. And it was kind of scary actually, but cute. And so this little one, little bitty kitten, it looks as though it's fighting its sleep so that it can also stare at its owner. And it's just really precious. No, the cute ones get struck. Oh my gosh, I know. Do you remember how I backed off of doing cute videos because of that stinking monkey kitten? Darn it, man. And then finally, I something happened. It was cute. I was like, oh, I gotta tell you guys this. I got back into it again, but man, I backed off for a while. It's like maybe YouTube should have told me. Like since then, I've run into a channel that it looked like a monkey was being rescued by these people filming, and I was like, that looked acted. That didn't seem right. So I watched their videos, and it was all purposely planned. It was absolutely animal cruelty, and I reported it. I reported every single video I clicked. I mean, there was a lot. So they were purposely getting a snake, uh, having the snake wrap it around this little tiny monkey, and then acting like they had to step in to save it and putting the monkey under a tree. It was disgusting. Throwing him out into the water with alligator and stuff. It was bad. It was disgusting. Um, so my point is, if maybe that monkey kitty video is in somehow relation to like that kind of stuff, where it was purposely planned out to put a kitten down there. Okay, I can understand how they would think it's cruelty then. But I don't know what I don't know. So if that was the case, I wish they would have told me. But they didn't, and so I assume it was, you know, real. But yeah, Grimshaw was horrific, horrific. I don't remember ever getting a notice from YouTube on like what they did or didn't do about it. Like if they noticed, like, oh yeah, you're right, there's a problem. Like I don't know, but they were monetized. They're making money by like this horrific torture and abuse of this animal. Oh, it was so flippin' sad. Oh, I know. Another was like they had like bugs and whatever like in their eye, like laying out there all with like all these bugs crawling on its eyeball. I was furious. Oh, they're disgusting, freaking disgusting. So, yeah, it happens. It's a thing, and it's gross. Just like now, how you've got like channels that are having AI write a completely made up story about true crime and making up the location and the date and telling the whole thing, and then you look that up, and the case doesn't even exist. It's not even real people. It's not a real thing, and they're monetized and pretending as though it's legitimate. Or the ones that are using like Canva posters and little girl children, oh missing, and it's not even real. Also monetized. So yuck, yuck, yuck. But all right, back to the cuteness. I'll show you this, send you out with it. It's my Octavia. Look at the little eyes looking. Ah, hang on, I think I could make it bigger. Just kidding, that made it smaller. Okay.
Bro, you've been doing too much. Take a nap if you're tired. Why are you just up? Take a nap. Here. Stop it. It's nap time. Take a nap. You're doing the most right now. And I'm tired of hearing your mouth going off. Come on. Take a nap.
No.
Nap time.
Oh, she really does fall asleep. Look at it.
Bro, you.
Her little head's about to fall over. Like she's like, oh my head's so heavy. She gave a cute little meow. Can we go to sleep? Oh, she didn't resist at all. Didn't resist at all. I love it. It just, well, I watch a lot of kitty videos and stuff, but I just ran into one that had a Maine Coon, a kitten, black Maine Coon, which are stinking gorgeous. I mean, wowie. If you know, you know. And as I was going through some of them, pretty sure I saw a Munchkin Maine Coon. Not sure if that's frowned upon or if they actually even do that. I would assume they do, though. Someone does. Um, so cute. It was a kitten still, though. But yeah, I watch all the animal stuff and I just love it so much. But yeah, little sweet girl kind of reminded me of my Octavia. But anyways, thanks for being here, y'all. And oh my gosh, what am I talking about? Please hold. Wait, I have one more thing. I'm so glad I just remembered that, or I would have been kicking myself. Hold on, where the heck is this? Right here. All right, please hold for one moment. And by the way, and I could say that if I want, it was my thing before it was anybody else's. So it's not hold please, it's please hold. It's a different thing, totally different. It's one more habit I'm supposed to try to break because whatever. Here is, let me get it for you. I actually have to put it in my boop. And here. And what did I save it as? I don't remember what I saved it as. How stupid. Junior, actually. Oh, my Lanta, what is the problem with my brain? Everything in the world. Oh my goodness, it's right in front of my face. I can't. Come on. Okay. Mm, here. is what I want to show you. So just the last thing, by the way, Robert Brooks' son, Robert Jr., did end up making a statement on his social media um, right after I got off with showing you guys the one bit, and then I found it. But he had said, at the end of the day, we tried our best with like a about to cry face. I know my daddy proud of me. I'm not going to fall into speaking negative about this. I am hurt though. Mm, man, yeah, I don't know him, obviously, right? But he sure does seem like a great man to give that kind of respect, hold himself to a standard where he's not going to come out and uh, talk negative or bash anybody. Yeah. And I can tell you, I know that takes a lot of strength. Being the community that we're in, or we're, or whatever, YouTube people, um, it's real easy for everyone to jump up and defend themselves or speak, their opinion on someone if they have a negative opinion. I mean, it happens all the time. There's very few people that you find here that have the strength and ability to withhold, even in their own defense, to keep quiet and not have to, you know, have their opinion put out or um, speak what they feel. So I just pray and hope and all the positive vibes and everything to him. He's hopefully getting possibly able to talk with a counselor or a therapist if that would be helpful to him. It doesn't for everybody, but at least friends, family, people that are there that if he feels like talking, he can, and if he feels like just being in the presence of others without words, that he has that too. And as so far, it seems a lot of people have been supporting him, been there for him. And so I hope he keeps his head up. And mm, I don't know. I'll think of him often because man, but no doubt, I am hurt though. Oh man, we are all hurt. Junior, it's so true. Respond, don't react. Exactly. Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's one thing. There's two differences with the responding and reacting for sure. But then even so, there's I guess then the next step of not even responding, being able to truly just say like doesn't need to be said, like for me, I vent well now to my boyfriend. That's pretty much it. Poor guy. He doesn't. He's not much of a talker. He doesn't really love to listen, and he doesn't care about true crime or really or any of the people on YouTube. So it's kind of torture for him to listen to me, but it's torture for anyone too. Really, I get it. But yeah. So like any like frustrations or things that I'm struggling with, I talk it out with people that I'm closest with, and it helps me to release it out of me, process it, so that I can then move forward in a healthy manner. And those things I say to people I trust because I don't need to say it public. I don't need to say it to the person. What would it bring? Nothing positive. And that's what I'm always asking. Like, I mean, even an apology to reach out to someone to give an apology, I sit and contemplate on that. Like, is it better to just leave it alone right now or apologize, a very just keep it to an apology? So sure, overthinker. I get it. But I try to consider how one doesn't need to be said. If it's just being an asshole to somebody, no, I don't think you need to do it. You just don't need to. But the internet is in this time in the world, it's where everybody has an opinion and they all feel that they need to put it out online. Oh, speaking of that, so that kind of goes with something I just want to remind everybody of. I'm not gonna go like kick you out of like I'm not gonna block you unless it's egregious what gets said or it becomes like a really regular pattern. Um, but I just want to remind everybody that I've always, well, I can't even say always, at least the cases, and now even so, I ask that you don't reach out to people. For example, like a suspect or a defendant, if they've harmed their child or, being charged with it and child hasn't been found yet, I do not love to see people going to their social media and then jumping in the comment section and just jumping in with the where is this child and what did you do and you're gonna this is gonna happen to you and I hope that happens to you and or we find out the child did get killed, right? I first of all they're locked up so they're not even seeing your message, but two, whenever if ever they do, is it helping? I don't know, that's just always the question, like, does it help? And, for me, I just personally would prefer, if you all do not go reaching out and, you know, slinging accusations or even just feelings, like, I feel like you're a this or a that, I just don't agree with it, I don't stand for it, I just truly do not like it, I do not. And like I said, I'm not going to, um oh, man, Grandma Sherry, you got me over here, solving puzzles. Scream it from the rooftop? Question mark? Laughy face? I'm laughing, giggle. I don't know. I don't know what that means. But I'm sure I can figure it out. No, I'm not sure. Maybe, but I'll give it another go. But yeah, so I just don't. I don't agree with it, and so I just ask respectfully, for people to withhold doing that. Again, if if they're not talking to their friends or family members about where X, Y, or Z is, oh, blowhorn standing out. Yeah, okay, okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Okay. Maybe if you put, well, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I definitely don't want people doing that. That's for sure. Like in the real life, real person. Please don't do that. Please no. But yeah, if they're not telling their loved ones and family members where the missing person is, like like I don't, they're absolutely not going to tell a complete stranger that track them down in their social media and is demanding answers and also throwing in, you know, nasty statements too. Like, that's not how it works. So I just, I don't like it. But again, I'm not gonna go like black at people. I think I had said a couple years back though, that yeah, I don't want to see it. I really don't want to end up going and seeing that people are attacking. It's just brings nothing positive, and I'm not with it. Yeah, engage with empathy. Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah. The, actually, I think both Queen Bella and Grandma Sherry could attest to the um. Uh, I'm coming up with Travis again. Duh. My brain is not. Decker. Woof. Yeah, the Travis Decker situation and all the people in the comment sections and what they were saying and stuff. Oh yeah, it was very upsetting for me to see it, really big time. But yeah, so that's all. I don't remember what the last thing was I said, but somehow it connected. Just a reminder that I'd rather people not do that. But okay, cute kitty, and I'll return this. Oh, speaking negatively about this, yeah. So please keep Robert Jr. in your thoughts, prayers, good vibes, all the positives, and it really was messed up. It was awful what he did, and but on the flip side, it was awful how people treated him like he was a complete and total monster and always had been. And I mean, it, it was all meant. There were so many mental illnesses that he had happening, and part of it stemmed, if not all, from PTSD from fighting for our country. And at one point, he was a loving man, became a loving husband, homeowner, vehicle, his truck, dogs. and then children, had a career. I mean, that's what many men, you know, aspire to have. That's you know, happy life right there. And he had it. And then he just kind of lost it all very rapidly. And I just don't think anybody would do great with that. Then, you know, man or woman, but I think you add in the ego of many men, right? And it's got to be a hard hit. And then you add in the, like I said, the PTSDs and the other mental illness, and they just people aren't able to give grace, and that's a hard pill for me to keep re-swallowing. Is just how quick I get having boundaries. I get that there's a line, you know. I was watching somewhere and they were talking about they unsubscribed from like Hidden True Crime and somebody else, Duty Ron maybe, and they were like, I already unsubscribed to them, da, da, da. And I'm thinking, you know, we all have our line, like what makes us back away from supporting a channel. Um, but on the flip side with that, there's that line too of grace, and I feel like some just don't. They don't. I just they don't want to consider it. They don't even want to have that on as an option at all. They just draw that line and they stand heavy and hard on one side or the other. I tend to not. I do with a couple things, which again, are no surprise to y'all. I'm very biased when it comes to specific crime. When it comes to pedophiles, I that is a hard line for me. Very hard, very strong. So, um, but yeah, outside of that, and you know, I'm pretty. Yeah, I like to consider the position that they're standing in. So, anyways, I could see, in my opinion, it does appear that that's kind of how Robert Jr. is too. So, anyways, I just hope all the best for him. I really, really do. And we'll see what happens with there's going to be sentencing, then, and also, and I believe, didn't they say November? I'd have to go back and reconfirm all of that again. But then there will also be that fourth trial that's going to be happening January, and so we all make exactly. So like, I don't know. I want people to give grace when I make a mistake or I unintentionally mess up or hurt somebody's feelings or something, you know, that just wasn't purpose. There's a difference between intentional and truly having like malicious intent, desiring to be vindictive or hurtful. I mean, that's it. I'm not saying like, and even so, you can even still try to give grace on that if it's something you think that they may have been dealing with and struggling with at that time, um, or what have you, right? But yeah, it's interesting how many people are closed off. But anyways, please consider, like I said, keeping him in your thoughts, prayers, positive vibes, all the good things for him, and we'll see. Like I said, it's not over until I hope he has the strength, gets a little bit of rest, and has the strength to come back. But like I said, once I get a working computer or whatever the heck's going on here, please, hey, keep that in your purse too. Good vibes and thoughts and all the things. Please, I need it. My tech issues are really serious, and it's really seriously pissing me off. Really, I really am very angry and about like at the end of my patience, the whole thing. But uh, yeah, so I could have positive vibes for that, please, please, please. But I'm gonna finish putting that video together so that y'all could see that months ago when Robert Jr. put out his music video, the prosecutor ended up actually covering some of those exact topics in his closing argument. It just was incredible to me. It truly was incredible. And some say it, spread it, etc. with no receipts. We need to do better. And some say it. Uh, say it. What's it? Say it, spread it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Say it or spread it or what have you. Right, right. All the things, but with no receipts. Yeah, yeah. Some just add their own little twist onto things. The back end of it. turned it into a whole completely, totally different scenario situation. Yeah. That's the kind of people I'm talking about, though. That's like when it's purposeful, intentional. Um, that's a bit different than somebody that accidentally, unknowingly, yeah, say the things. But thanks for being here. And thanks to Queen Bella and Grandma Sherry for being here for the basically whole stream. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Sorry for all the tech issues, but have a good day, y'all. Hopefully I can get this fixed. And I've got some updates I was talking about last time. So hopefully I'll be back soon enough. But have a good one, everybody. Take care. Thanks for being here.